This is Basketball Infinite. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, baby. Alright, we're doing our first mock draft on this channel in years, and I'm very excited about it. The draft order we will be using will be done through a sim lottery on tankathon.com. Shout out to them. And the first pick in the NBA draft goes to the Detroit Pistons. And because Minnesota's pick falls out of the top 3, that means the Golden State Warriors get a top 5 pick. Let's start the draft. But before we do, what you're going to see in parentheses is my overall ranking for every single player mentioned. For rookies, I will go by the top rookies in the 2020 class. For example, spoiler alert, Cade Cunningham's the number 1 pick, and I'd give him a 95 overall ranking, as LaMelo Ball is the top rookie in my current rookie class. That being said, the Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham. I did a simulation on 2K where Cade Cunningham led the Detroit Pistons to multiple championships, and I don't think the franchise can go wrong with this pick. This would probably put Killian Hayes a little down the depth chart, but you just can't pass up on Cunningham here. This would give them a core of Cunningham and Jeremy Grant, which has a lot of work to do, but I also like the potential I've seen in Saddiq Bey, and I think that although they would probably struggle the first year, I think with Cunningham leading the charge to the future, I think Detroit will definitely be very successful if they happen to get Cade Cunningham. So for the Washington Wizards at number 2, I'm going to give them Evan Mobley out of USC. I think this would be just about as best case scenario you can get for the Wizards. You've got Russell Westbrook, you've got Bradley Beal, and you don't have a lot else right now. I like Rui Hachimura and Danny Avdija, but they still need to show more. But let me tell you, brother man dude, Evan Mobley is an absolute stud muffin. Holy macaroni. He would be the franchise centerpiece for this Wizards team that needs one, and I think that this pick would allow Thomas Bryant to be more effective from the backup power forward center spot, and this would also be a pick that would convince Bradley Beal that the Wizards are in win now mode. Mobley can help them win now. For the number 3 Houston Rockets, who jump up into the top 3, I'm going to give them Jonathan Kuminga. Daniel House is their starting small forward, and he's really more of a backup. And Kuminga has a lot of potential. He has an NBA level body, and he would be prepared to start at that small forward spot right away. He would look very nice next to John Wall, Victor Oladipo, and Christian Wood. I think this would be an A+ pick for Houston. I think Jonathan Kuminga could lead this team into the future, and I think he probably would be a future All-Star for this Rockets team. Number 4, Oklahoma City. Jalen Green was hard to pass up, but I'm going to give them Jalen Suggs. I think he's a better fit next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I think he would fit right in as the starting point guard for Oklahoma City right away. They've got some nice core players now with Jalen Suggs, SGA, Luguentz Dort, and you've got Al Horford, and you also have Hamidou Diallo, Darius Bazley, and Isaiah Roby. Excuse me if I mispronounced any of those names, but as you're going to see, they also have another lottery pick, so I'm really excited for what Oklahoma City can do next year. The Golden State Warriors get the 5th pick, and they select Jalen Green, the stud muffin who's playing for the G League Ignite team. And holy macaroni, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, a young core of James Wiseman and Jalen Green. This team could be absolutely set for the future, and they could dominate in the 2020s just like they did in the 2010s. I'm going to give the Cleveland Cavaliers Jalen Johnson out of Duke. So I think that he's an overall nice player who I'm higher on than most, I would say. I think that he would be the starting small forward for Cleveland right away, even over Isaac Okoro, who has looked... He's got nice defensive potential, but he has a long way to go on offense. Anyways, so this is past the top 5 players who I think are the clear top 5 players, and I think you could see a surprise pick around here, and you're also going to see a surprise the next pick. But Jalen Johnson at number 6 to Cleveland. He would give the Cavs a nice young piece, and he would be an overall nice fit for the Cavs. I'm going to give Corey Kispert to the Sacramento Kings at number 7. Excuse me if I mispronounced that. This is definitely a Kings pick. I've seen it in a few mock drafts, and it just seems like a good fit. He's a guy who can shoot the ball, and honestly, I think he would actually do really well for this Kings team. I'm not making fun of the Kings when I say that. They need a guy to fill in for Nemanja Bjelica, excuse me if I mispronounced that, because he's regressed a lot this season. And I think Kispert would actually be almost a perfect fit for this team, and when I say the Kings make a good selection at picking him, I mean it. The Orlando Magic select Jaden Springer from Tennessee at number 8. Springer is one of the better shooting guards in this draft class. He's one of the key Tennessee freshmen along with Keon Johnson. I think Springer would get immediate minutes for this Magic team. And overall, I think Jaden Springer is an absolute stud muffin, and I think he is the shooting guard of the future for the Magic if they do choose to select him here. I'm going to make an X Factor wild card pick here. I'm going to give Josh Giddey from Atlanta to the Hawks. So they've gone heavy on wings and bigs in the last few drafts, and what I've noticed is that Atlanta really doesn't have a backup point guard of the future for Trae Young, and I expect Trae Young to be on that team for a long time, so they kind of need one. And I think Giddey at 6'8", at the point guard position would be a very, very interesting fit for this team, and I think he'd be a very good fit for this team. Seeing him come off the bench, that would be absolutely amazing to watch. I think that he would do well for Atlanta right away, and I think this would be just about the perfect situation for him if he were to go this high. At the number 10 spot to the New Orleans Pelicans, I'm going to give them the other Tennessee freshman, Keon Johnson. This is about Johnson's floor, and I think the Pelicans would be absolutely thrilled to get him here. I think he would make just about an immediate impact for this New Orleans team, and I think he would fit well with Zion Williamson's play. So for the Thunder's second first-round pick, I'm going to give them Scottie Barnes, and looking at this rotation that could potentially happen makes me really excited for this team's future. A young core of SGA, Jalen Suggs, Luguentz Dort, Scottie Barnes, Hamidou Diallo, Darius Bazley, and Isaiah Roby is a very nice place to start, and with more first-round picks coming, I think the Thunder could dominate the next few years after the short hurdles. I'm going to give Ziaire Williams to the Charlotte Hornets at number 12. I think that this is great value at the 12th pick. I considered Moses Moody, but I didn't want the Hornets to have a hangover cure from picking another Arkansas shooting guard because Malik Monk is likely on his way out next year. But I think that Ziaire Williams would be an excellent fit with LaMelo Ball. I think he's a good young piece to pit next to LaMelo Ball. This is a Hornets team I'm very excited for. I'd maybe trade Miles Bridges because Williams plays the same position, and I'm honestly higher on Williams' future potential more at this point. So I think this would be a great pick for Charlotte. And I think this would be a great pick for Memphis. And as a Grizzlies fan, if Moses Moody somehow fell to the number 13 pick, I might just take a shot of Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey or two. I think this would be a great pick. I think that Dillon Brooks has trade value, and I'm not the highest on him as the shooting guard of the future. I would definitely take Moody over Brooks long term, but I think Moody would give the Grizzlies another nice young piece. Finally, at number 14, the Knicks have the Mavericks first round pick, and I'm giving the Knicks Isaiah Todd from the G League Ignite team. He didn't have the strongest start to the season, but he's really showed out the last few games, and I'm seeing a lot of potential, and I do think that he could potentially go in the lottery. Here are the rest of my first round picks. I have the first international prospect, Usman Garuba, going to the Bulls at 15th. I have the New York Knicks picking Jared Butler at 16th. And then you can see the rest of the first round here. This is our first mock draft. I'm really excited to do more. Thank you for watching Basketball Infinite. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, baby. Combo dab, yeah.